Tamekadevam Sharanam Vrajamaha. Jalaswarupam Dahanaswarupam Prithviswarupam Nanuvayurupam Vadantiyam va Gaganaswarupam Tamekadevam Sharanam Vrajamaha. Aranyamadye Giritunga Shringi Nadetati Vata Tata Kamadye Gehantariyojita Ekaeva Tamekadevam Sharanam Vrajamaha. Yaeva Karta Bhuvana Saharta Samrakshakova Katita Purana Trimurti Rupena Virajateya Tamekadevam Sharanam Vrajamaha. Aleti Namna Jinadeva Namna Budeti Namna Cha Yama Vayanti Varanti Yamgaditi Prachaloka Tamekadevam Sharanam Vrajamaha. Baibalyumadeta Purana Madhye Shastreshu Vedeshu Purana Varge Yatkirtireka Viratam Sugushta Tamekadevam Sharanam Vrajamaha. Igirju Masjida Sumandireshu Priyanama Jarchana Bhakti Viriyam Achanti Gayanti Cha Yad Gunogo Tamekadevam Sharanam Vrajamaha. Anantanamna Parishobhitoya Anantarupena Virajitascha Ananta Viryadi Gunay Prapurna Tam Sachidananda Vibhum Vrajamaha. Tam Sachidananda Vibhum Vrajamaha. The meaning of this mantra that was said, Swamiji is not only the follower of Hinduism, he has followers of all religion all over the world. And this mantra, the meaning goes like this: I seek refuge in that only Lord who is worshipped in this Bharat, India, and Trinidad, and all over the world, with devotion as Shiva, Shauri, Gajanan, Skanda, Devi, Ravi, and Vayu. We seek refuge in that only Lord at whose command the sun shines in the firmament, the fire burns willingly, and the wind is ever in motion. We seek refuge in that only Lord who is said to be the form of water, the form of fire, the form of earth, the form of wind, or the form of Akash, the blank blue space above. We seek refuge in that only Lord who is absolute, whether worship in the middle of a forest or on a peak or a mountain, on the bank of a river or in the middle of the pond. We seek refuge in that only Lord who alone is spoken of as the ancient creator, protector and destroyer of the world, and who shines in the form of Trinity. Thank you. Welcome. We seek refuge in that only Lord who is called by various people of this world by names like Allah, Jinnah, Buddha, and who is referred to as God by the Western world. We seek refuge in that only Lord whose boundless glory is proclaimed ceaselessly in the Bible, the Quran, the Shastras, and the Vedas. We seek refuge in that only Lord who is worshipped and whose glory is sung in the churches, in the mosques, and in the temples by various methods like chanting prayers, holy names, etc. We seek refuge in that supreme Sachidananda who is endowed with countless names, who shines resplendent with countless forms, and who is exuberant with countless good qualities. The next mantra, which is the Dattatreya, and this morning when I was doing Puja of Pandit, I was telling him that the stavas and the chalisas are the life story and the powers of the Devi and Devatas. So we had sung Hanuman Chalisa, which we'll be singing later on in a while. But this one, the Dattastava, I thought I'll explain all these things to you. So for those you who don't know much about Swamiji and Dattatreya Bhagwan, this is one of his Chalisas or Stavas. This one goes like this. Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Shri Saraswatye Namaha, Shri Padavallabha Narsimha Saraswati, Shri Guru Dattatreya Namaha, Dattatreya Mahatmanam, Varadam Bhaktavatsalam, Prapanartiharam Vande, Smatragami Sanovatu, Dinabandhum Kripasindhum, Sarvakaranakaranam, Sarvaraksha Vande, Smatragami Sanovatu, Sharanagata Dinartha, Paditrana Parayanam, Narayanam Vibhum Vande, Smatragami Sanovatu, Sarva Nartaharam Devam, Sarva Mangalam Mangalam, Sarva Kleshaharam Vande, Smatragami Sanovatu, Brahmanyam Dharma Tadvajnam, Bhakti Kirti Vivardhanam, Bhakta Vishta Param Vande, Smatragami Sanovatu, Shoshanam Papa Pankashya, Deepanam Jnana Tejasa, Tapa Prashamanam Vande, Smatragami Sanovatu, Sarva Roga Prashamanam, Sarva Pira Nivaranam, Vipadudharanam Vande, Smatragami Sanovatu, Janma Sansara Bandagnam, Swarupananda Dayakam, Nisriya Shapadam Vande, Smatragami Sanovatu, Jayalabha Yashakama, Datur Datasya Stavam, Bhoga Moksha Padashemam, Prapate Sakate Bhavet, Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Shri Saraswati Namaha, Shri Padavallabha Narsimha Saraswati, Shri Guru Dattatreya Namaha, Shri Ganapati Sachindra Swami Namaha. So this is the Stava, as we say, of Dattatreya. Tonight's discourse is about Dattatreya Bhagwan Hanuman. In a short while, I hand over Pandit to sing one bhajan. So please get ready. The meaning of this bhajan, or should I say Stava, I adore Lord Dattatreya, a Mahatman who confers boons and protects the devotees, who removes afflictions immediately of those who remember him with faith. I adore Lord Dattatreya, who is a friend of the poor, a sea of compassion, cause of all causes, and the protector of all those who remember him sincerely. I adore Lord Dattatreya, who is a shelter for the poor and afflicted, and grants deliverance immediately to those having firm devotion in him and remember him sincerely. I adore Lord Dattatreya, who is the destroyer of all useless and harmful things, and the giver of all auspiciousness, objects, and remover of afflictions of those who remember him sincerely. I adore Lord Dattatreya, a well-versed in the Vedas, a knower of the essence of religion, who causes to increase the fame of his devotees, and who is the giver of whatever is needed by the devotees who remember him sincerely. I adore Lord Dattatreya, who removes the quagmire of sins, lights up the flame of wisdom, calms down distress and torment of those who remember him sincerely. I adore Lord Dattatreya, who cures all diseases, heals all pain, and removes all calamities of those who remember him sincerely. I adore Lord Dattatreya, who is the most excellent and liberates from the cycle of birth and death in this world, and who is the giver of bliss to those who remember him sincerely. Those who recite this eulogy of Lord Dattatreya regularly and with faith become wise and attain victory, fame, and fulfillment of all worldly desires and achievements, and finally get liberation. At this point in time, we will have one bhajan by Pandit Ian Jagdu Maharaj, and he was with us all morning this morning at the puja here. He is from Canada, and he's going to render one bhajan while I pause for a minute.
Om Gam Ganapatiye Namo Namah, Sri Siddhi Vinayaka Namo Namah, Gam Ganapatiye Namo Namah. Om Vakatundra Mahakaya, Suryo Koti Samaprabha, Nirvignam Kurumi Deva, सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा ॐ गजाननं भूतगणादिसेवितं कपीठजम्बो फलचारभक्षणम् उमासुतं श्लोकविनाशकारकं नमामि विघ्नेश्वरपाद पंकजं। जय जय गणपति जय गणपति जय गणेश जय गणपति जय 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 गणपति जय गणपति जय गणेश जय गणपति जय जय। लंबोदर पीतांबर सोहे अलिमल मुकुटन नयनत नारे। लंबोदर पीतांबर सोहे अलिमल मुकुटन नयनत नारे। गजमर मालिकले ब्रजवाला गजमर मालिकले ब्रजबाला बाल बाल के चंद्र चकारे। गणपति विघ्न विनाशनहारी गणपति विघ्न विनाशनहारी गणपति विघ्न विनाशनहारी गणपति विघ्न विनाशनहारी। जय जय गणपति जय गणपति जय गणेश जय गणपति जय 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 गणपति जय गणपति जय गणेश जय गणपति जय जय। मोदकलेत दीत जननी जब तुम खजलत नो पुर जन तारा। मोरकलेत दीत जननी जब तुम खजलत नो पुर जन तारे। रिद्धि सिद्धि रो चमक दुलावत रिद्धि सिद्धि रो चमक दुलावत। सूर सास मोहि गाथ चुकावे गणपति विघ्न विनाशनहारी गणपति विघ्न विनाशनहारी गणपति विघ्न विनाशनहारी गणपति विघ्न विनाशनहारी। जय जय गणपति जय गणपति जय गणेश जय गणपति जय 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 गणपति जय गणपति जय गणेश जय गणपति। बाबा मोरिया रे बाबा मोरिया रे 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 मोरिया रे बाबा मोरिया रे। गणपति बाबा मोरिया मोरिया बाबा मोरिया ओ गणपति बाबा मोरिया मोरिया बाबा मोरिया बाबा मोरिया रे बाबा मोरिया रे मोरिया रे बाबा मोरिया रे मोरिया रे बाबा मोरिया रे मोरिया रे बाबा मोरिया रे। ओम गजानन स्वामी की जय शरणम।
Thank you very much, Pandit Jagri Maharaj. Devotees, I must tell you that this session tonight would not have much singing except what we have on stage here, because it's an information session about Dattatreya and Hanuman. So please don't expect too much singing, but we will have more singing by Panditji and maybe Rangi and others. I expected others, but we're not going to have too much singing because we want to give out as much information about Dattatreya Bhagavan and Hanuman as possible. So the next mantra, which we normally see at the Dattatreya Yoga Center, and if you look around, you will see there are pictures of the various centers which Swamiji has. He has at the Aripo River, which you all know a lot about. He has at the Pinal Temple, which he is coming on the 14th to consecrate. And he'll be there 14, 15, 16, 17. So just for your information, those who can reach there can be there for the consecration. So the one at the back, where the glass is there, you have the Aripo Temple, you have the Pinal Temple somewhere on the side, and you have the Princess Song Temple, and the Dattatreya Yoga Center is also there. So this is where Swamiji, he makes sure that he energizes the water in Aripo, and then there's one on the left-hand side here, he energizes these padukas there. So with these mantras, he does this energizing. So I'll continue with a couple of the Dattatreya mantras, and then we'll have some more singing, and then we'll go into the videos that I'm going to explain to you. So now one of these mantras that we are going to do now is to the Guru, Sadguru Stava. So I'm going to say it, and then I'm going to read the English meaning after. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Shri Saraswatye Namaha, Shri Padavallabha Darsimha Saraswati, Shri Guru Dattatreya Namaha, Shri Ganapati Sachandra Swami Namaha, Siddhi Buddhi Mahayoga Varani Yoga Nadipaha, Yashvayam Sachidanandam Sadgurum Tam Namamyaham, Yashya Dattatreya Bhavo Bhaktana Matmadanataha, Suchate Sachidanandam Sadgurum Tam Namamyaham, Yoga Jyotis Samudiptam Jaya Lakshmi Narasimhayo, Advayam Sachidanandam Sadgurum Tam Namamyaham, Yoga Vidya Chitrabhanu Sharadbhavam, Jnanadam Sachidanandam Sadgurum Tam Namamyaham, Ganesha Markadini Nityam Shri Chakra Pujani, Dikshitam Sachidanandam Sadgurum Tam Namamyaham, Agastya Muni Sankranta Nana Vaidya Durandaram, Bhavagdam Sachidanandam Sadgurum Tam Namamyaham, Vadyo Dancha Divyanama Sankirtana Kalanidim, Nada Bim Sachidanandam Sadgurum Tam Namamyaham, Datta Pita Dipam Dharma Rakshan Upayo Banduram, Satkabim Sachidanandam Sadgurum Tam Namamyaham, Viruta Bhakta Samoham Avadutam Jagat Gurum, Svasvayam Sachidanandam Sadgurum Tam Namamyaham, Sadhutam Bhakta Maisvaryam Dhanam Yoga Marogatam, Sanmatim Jnanamanandam Sadguru Stavatulaved, Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Shri Saraswatye Namaha, Shri Padavallabha Darsimha Saraswati, Shri Guru Dattatreya Namaha, Shri Ganapati Sachandra Swami Namaha. The meaning of this mantra which I just said, which is the Sadguru Stavam, since he masters siddhi, achievements, and buddhi, pure wisdom, and thus is Ganapati himself, I prostrate to Sachidananda Sadguru. Since he gives himself to his devotees, and thus is Dattatreya himself, I prostrate to Sachidananda Sadguru. Since he was born a unique light of the yogic union of Jayalakshmi and Narasimha, I prostrate to Sachidananda Sadguru. Since he bestows his wisdom to his devotees, being born in Chitrabhanu, the year of fire, I prostrate to Sachidananda Sadguru. Since he keeps his vow to perform Ganesh Homa every Sunday and Shri Chakra Puja every day, I prostrate to Sachidananda Sadguru. Since he heals diseases in various ways, as given to him by Agastya, and heals the basic disease of being born in a body, ending rebirth, I prostrate to Sachidananda Sadguru. Since he is a wealth of singing and praise of divine names, playing various instruments, and thus is an ocean of nada, sound, I prostrate to Sachidananda Sadguru. Since he is the Lord of Dattatreya, Pita, Dattatreya abode, and establishes dharma, cosmic truth, through his poetry, I prostrate to Sachidananda Sadguru. Since he dispels the confusions of the devotees, being a self-dependent cosmic master himself, I prostrate to Sachidananda Sadguru. The next mantra said at the Dattatreya Yoga Center and all the centers of the Swami Ganapati Sachandra Swamiji is the Ashtalakshmi Sthiti. Many people believe that Diwali time is the only time to pray to Lakshmi Mata. Ashtami is 8, and Lakshmi, we depend on the 8 forms of Lakshmi Mata throughout our lives. So I'm going to give you this Ashtalakshmi Stuti now and then the meaning, and you'll have a bhajan after that. Ratamadhyama swapurvam gajanadat prabhudinim samrajadayinim devim gajalakshmi namamyaham dhanamagnir dhanam vayu dhanam bhutani panchacha prabhutaisvarya sandhatrim dhanya lakshmi namamyaham prithvi garva samudhina nana vrehi swarupinim pashu sampat swarupancha dhanya lakshmi namamyaham namatsariyam na chakuro Nabhiti na cha bedadi yad bhaktanam vinitanam dharya lakshmi namamyaham putra pautra sarupena pashubhrityatmana swayam sambhavantim cha santana lakshmi devi namamyaham nana vinyana sandhatrim buddhi shuddhi padayinim amritatva padatrim cha vidya lakshmi namamyaham nitya saubhagya saushilyam Varalakshmi Dattatreya Prashanam Sraina Sulabham Adi Lakshmi Namamyam Sarva Shakti Swarupancha Sarva Siddhi Pradayinim Sarveshwarim Sri Vijaya Lakshmi Devi Namamyam Ashta Lakshmi Samahara Swarupam Tam Hari Priyam Moksha Lakshmi Mahalakshmi Sarva Lakshmi Namamyam Daridraya Dukaharanam Samridhirapi Sampadam Sachidananda Purnatvam Ashtalakshmi Suted Bhavit Sachidananda Purnatvam Ashtalakshmi Suted Bhavit Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha Shri Saraswati Namaha Shri Padavallabha Narsimha Saraswati Shri Guru Dattatreya Namaha Shri Ganapati Sachandra Swami Namaha. The meaning of this Ashtalakshmi Stuti goes like this. I bow to Gajalakshmi Devi, who, seated in a chariot having horses in the front, bestows knowledge through the trumpeting of the elephants and is the conferrer of an empire. Fire is well, air is well. In fact, all the 5 elements are well. I bow to Dhana Lakshmi Devi, who is the bestower of immense wealth. I bow to Dhanya Lakshmi Devi, who is resplendent in the form of various kinds of grains, sprouting from earth's womb, and shines in the form of cattle wealth. I bow to Dharya Lakshmi Devi, whose modest devotees are free from envy, anger, and fear, and whose intellect is free from distinctions. I bow to Santana Lakshmi Devi, who herself assumes the form of a son and grandson of the cattle wealth and of the servants of the devotee. I bow to Vidya Lakshmi Devi, who bestows special knowledge of objects, purifies the intellect, and confers liberation. I bow to Adi Lakshmi Devi and Vara Lakshmi Devi, who confers eternal auspiciousness and excellent disposition, and bestow good mind and are ever gracious. I bow to Vijaya Lakshmi Devi, who is of the form of all powers and bestower of all supernatural faculties and is the internal controller. The integrated form of Ashtalakshmi is Vishnu Patni. She herself, Moksha Lakshmi, Mahalakshmi, and Sarva Lakshmi, I bow to her. By chanting the Ashtalakshmi Stuti, poverty and suffering will be dispelled. Abundant wealth will be obtained, and Sachitananda, the state of perfection, will be attained. I hand over again once to Panditji, Pandit Jagdu Maharaj, to render us one more song.
Such devotees, as we have just celebrated Diwali here in Trinidad and all through the world, we dedicate this wonderful bhajan, Lakshmi Maya Utari Teri Arati, that we can all join together and sing together with me.
While Pandit is getting started, I must say welcome to Bobby Ruplal. When I started in Dattatreya Center, he was a little boy. You remember that, Pandit? And I used to go with you, and he used to accompany you. So, Ruplal, Bobby, welcome once more again. I'm happy to be here in your company.
Om Lakshmi Karotu Kalyanam Arogam Sukhasam Param Mama Satro Vinashaya Deepa Jyotir Namostute Deepa Jyotir Namostute Om Siddhi Buddhi Prade Devi भुक्ति मुक्ति प्रदायिनी मंत्र मूर्ति सरा देवी महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते ओम नमस्ते महामाये श्रीपीठे सुरपूजते शंख चक्र गदाहस्ते महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते लक्ष्मी मैया उतारो तेरी आरती बरसारो माँ कृपा लक्ष्मी मैया उतारो तेरी आरती बरसारो माँ कृपा सबकी नैया दुखों से तू ही डाल देती बरसारो माँ कृपा लक्ष्मी मैया अंडन देने वाले तू ही धरती पाया अंडन देने वाले तू ही जब को पाले दया से तेरे हम सब जेवे सब तो तू संभावे दया से तेरे हम सब जेवे सब तो तू संभावे लक्ष्मी मैया उतारो तेरी आरती बरसारो माँ कृपा सबकी नैया दुखों से तू ही डाल देती बरसारो माँ कृपा लक्ष्मी मैया तेरे भक्ति जाके दिल में निष्ठन करते वंदन तेरे भक्ति जाके दिल में निष्ठन करते वंदन तू है शक्ति परमेश्वर की का तो सबके बंधन तू है शक्ति परमेश्वर की का तो सबके बंधन लक्ष्मी मैया उतारो तेरी आरती बरसारो माँ कृपा सबकी नैया दुखों से तू ही डाल देती बरसारो माँ कृपा लक्ष्मी मैया प्रेम के दीप जला के मैया आरती तेरे उतारे प्रेम के दीप जला के मैया आरती तेरे उतारे हे जग ज्योति कष्ट निवारण हर लीना अंधियारे हे जग ज्योति कष्ट निवारण हर लीना अंधियारे लक्ष्मी मैया उतारो तेरी आरती बरसारो माँ कृपा सबकी नैया दुखों से तू ही डाल देती बरसारो माँ कृपा लक्ष्मी मैया शरण तिहारी आई मैया मंगल की रट गाए शरण तिहारी आई मैया मंगल की रट गाए हाथ जोड़ हम विनती कर ले चरणन शीश झुकाए हाथ जोड़ हर विनती कर ले चरणन शीश झुकाए लक्ष्मी मैया उतारो तेरी आरती बरसारो माँ कृपा सबकी नैया दुखों से तू ही तार देती बरसारो माँ कृपा लक्ष्मी मैया ओम श्री लक्ष्मी करोतु कल्याणम अरोगम सुख संपरम मम शत्रु विनाशाय दीप ज्योतिर्नमोस्तुते दीप ज्योतिर्नमोस्तुते.
Thank you very much, Pandit from Canada, and accompanied by Bobby. So now I continue. I'm trying to give you as much information about Dattatreya and Hanuman. So we still continue with some of the prayers that we say at the Dattatreya Yoga centers throughout the country. So we now say the Datta Shodashi, Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Shri Saraswatye Namaha, Shri Padavallabha Darsimha Saraswati, Shri Guru Dattatreya Namaha, Shri Ganapati Sachandra Swami Namaha, Sachidananda Sadguru Dattam Bhaja Bhaja Bhakta, Shurishavatara Rupa Dattam Bhajare Bhakta, Mahisha Puravasa Shri Kalagni Shamana Dattam, Podaturu Grama Vasa Yogi Raja Vallabham, Bengaluru Nagara Stita Datta Yugirajam, Anantapura Sitam Jnana Sagaram Bhajadattam, Vijayavada Vilichitam Shama Kamalalochanam, Machalipatna Samsitam Atri Vadarajam, Jayalakshmi Puri Samskara Shina Shivarupam, Madras Sunagana Samvasham Adi Guru Namakam, Rishikesh Tirthi Rajam Shri Digambara Dattam, Aku Virusam Vishwambara Vaduta Dattam, Nujuveda Pattane Deva Deva Vataram, Bhagya Nagara Sitam Datta Vadutam Bhaja, Gandhi Gunda Janapade Datta Digambara Devam, Kochi Nagara Sitam Siddha Raja Namakam, Maya Mukta Vaduta Machadapake, Ila Vishwambaram Shuran Nagare Bhaja, Sachidananda Janmastade Datta Kashishwaram, Purva Samudra Tire Datta Rameshwaram, Sachidananda Sadguru Dattam Bhaja Bhaja Bhakta, Chorishavatara Rupa Dattam Bhajade Bhakta, Dattam Bhajade Bhakta, Dattam Bhajade Bhakta. So the meaning of this Datta Ashodashi, in this prayer, the 16 avatar which at the end of this program, instead of doing Ramayana Arati, we'll be doing Kakara Arati. Kakara Arati, which is inside of the temple here, is at the back of it we have the 16 incarnation of Dattatreya Bhagavan, and we'll be performing Arati at the end to get the blessings of all 16 incarnations. So this Datta Shodashi is about that 16 incarnation. It goes like this. In this prayer, the 16 Shodashi avatars, incarnation of Godhead, of Lord Dattatreya, are praised in the places stitha, like city, nagar, town, pura, or village, gram, are mentioned where temples have been installed under the divine guidance of His Holiness Sri Ganapati Sachidananda Swamiji. In the names of these 16 incarnations, well, Rangi has told me it's 18 now, not 16, right, Babs? Good. So we have 18 pictures, 18 diyas representing each of the incarnation. For Sri Kalagni Shamana, who calms down the fire of destruction of the world, the first temple was consecrated in Mysore, Mahishapur, in the year 1978. In the period 1986 to 1981, the other 15 temples, and as I said, 2 more have come since then, were built all over India. And of course, Trinidad has 4 so far. The 4th one is to be consecrated on the 14th, 15th, and 16th of this month at Pinal. These places are chanted in the prayers along with the respective avatar for each of those kshetras. Prodatur, these are the kshetras. Yogi Raja, the name Vallabha, who is dear to the king of yogis. Bangalore, Datta Yogi Raja, king of yogis. Anantapur, Jnana Sagara, ocean of wisdom. Vijayawada, Shama Kamala Luchana, I'm giving you the place and the name of the kshetra, or should I say, the avatar that will be installed here. So, Vijayawada, Shamala Kamala Lochana, who has eyes of black lotus in the sense of brightness. Machalipatna, Atri Varada, who was given boon to Atri, Jayalakshmi Puram, Bomaparti, Samskara Hina Shiva Rupa, which is in the form of Shiva, devoid of outer decoration. Madras, Adiguru, first teacher. Rishikesh, Digambara, naked, that is devoid of bondages and endlessness. Akivedu, Vishwambara Avaduta, who is free from bondages and sustains the whole universe. Nujuvedu, Deva Deva, God of gods. Bhagyanagara, Hyderabad, Datta Vadut, who is free from bondages. Gandhi Gunta, Datta Digambara. Cochin, Siddharaja, king of the accomplished ones. Acharapakam, Maya Mukta Vaduta, who is relieved from illusion and bondages. Surat, Leela Vishwambara, for whom sustaining the universe is easy like a play. Further, 2 pilgrimage centers, which I have not mentioned, which I'm going to tell you now, I see it here, to Lord Dattatreya are cited. Mekadatu, which is Sri Swamiji's birthplace, Janamasthala, which is Sri Swamiji has named as Datta Kashi, giving it the importance of the famous pilgrimage town of Kashi. And while I talk about Datta Kashi, the Dattatreya temple at Aripo, Swamiji has proclaimed it to be in the days when there was one mass, land mass, the Datta Ganga, or should I say Ganga, used to pass through there. And that is how the Aripo River is very important to all of us. Not only to Dattatreya people, but everybody else go there to get there. And if you look at Swamiji's picture here, he energizes that river every time he comes. So that is very important to us. That is Benares, in the northern part of India. We were talking about the other places. The Lord of this temple, Datta Kashishwara. And the last one, near Machilipatnam, at the eastern Purva, seashore, Samudra Tira, in Bangina Pudi, Datta Rameshwara has been consecrated, referring to the important pilgrimage place of Rameshwara in the south of India. These same 18 gods are worshipped during Kakada Arti, which I said we'll do at the end of today's program. Every evening in the temple at Dattatreya Yoga Center, Kapichaima, Princess Song, and later on at Pinal, in all the temples consecrated by Sri Swamiji. For this function, 18 lamps, which you have in the temple here, in the front of the Dattatreya are lit, and Mangala, a bhajan, which we'll sing later on, for the arti for the 18 forms of Dattatreya Bhagwan, for an auspicious conclusion of the day, which we'll be doing here today. So I'm now going back now to the mantras, which I told you we say at the Dattatreya Yoga Center, and one of those mantras is referring to the biggest homa that we have in the ashram there, which we call the Chandi Homa. And in the Chandi Homa, which this mantra you all know, I'm going to chant it, I'm going to give you the English meaning of it, and then we'll go to another bhajan. So please prepared. Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Shri Saraswati Namaha, Shri Padavallabha, Darsimha Saraswati, Shri Guru Dattatreya Namaha, Shri Ganapati Sachendra Swami Namaha, Om Namo Devyai Mahadevyai Shivai Satatam Namaha, Prakrite Bhadraye Niyata Pranata Smatam, Raudraye Namo Nitye Gauri Dhatre Namo Namaha, Jyotisanye Chandarupine Sukhay Satatam Namaha, Kalyane Pranata Vidye Siddhi Kurmu Namo Namaha, Naivite Babritam Lakshmi Sharvaniti Namo Namaha, Durgaye Durga Paraye Saraye Sarvakarinye Kyate Tataiva Krishnay Dhumare Satatam Namaha, Ati Saumyati Raudraye Natasase Namo Namaha, Namo Jagat Patishtaye Devi Kriti Namo Namaha, Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Vishnumayati Shabita, Namastasya 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 Namo Namaha, Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Chaitanya Vidyate, Namastasya 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 Namo Namaha, Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Buddhi Rupena Samsita, Namastasya 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 Namo Namaha, Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Nidra Rupena Samsita, Namastasya 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 Namo Namaha, Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shuddha Rupena Samsita, Namastasya 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 Namo Namaha. So this mantra is, and we have much more to go with it, I don't want to take too much time, is the mantra that is said when they have the biggest homa in the Dattatreya Yoga Center, which is the Chandi Homa. It is where we are appealing to the Devis, as I always say in all my pujas. Twice a year, we ask the Devis to confer upon us the ability to have all the parts of our body functioning. And the Dattatreya Yoga Center confers, does this homa to ask that these things happen and we are not left unconscious and left without the ability for all our parts of body to function. One of the other mantras we say at the Dattatreya Yoga Center is Chidananda Rupam. And I'm going to sing it for you, and then we'll have one more bhajan. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham Manobodhyahankar Rachitaninaham Nacha Shrutra Dive Nacha Grahana Netre Nacha Vyoma Bhumir Natejo Navayo Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham Nacha Prana Samjo Navai Panchavayo Nacha Sapta Dhatu Nava Panchakosha Nava Pani Panam Nacha Vaishtapayo Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham Name Dvisharaga Name Lova Moha Madhunaiva Menai Vamatsarya Bhava Na Dharmo Na Chato Na Kamo Na Moksha Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham Na Punyam Na Papam Na Shaukyam Na Dukam Na Mantro Na Tirtam Na Vedana Yajna Aham Bhojanam Na Bhojam Na Bhokta Chidananda Shivoham Shivoham Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham Na mrityu na shankha na me jati veda Hita naiva menai vamata na janma Na bandho na mitram guru naiva shisha Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham Aham Nirvikalpo Nirakara Rupo Vibhudvaksha Sarvakra Sarvendriyanam Navasangatam Naiva Mukti Nabanda Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham Chidananda Rupa Shivoham 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 Shivoham. In this mantra we are reminded that from God we have come, which I'll tell you a little bit more later on in this program, and from God we have come, from God we return back to God. The meaning, I am neither manas, the mind, nor buddhi, the intellect, the ahankar, ego. I am not the air, not the tongue. I am not the eyes, I am neither space, nor light, nor wind. But I am Shiva, existence, knowledge, and bliss. I am not prana, or the 5 types of wind. I am neither saptadhatu, the 7 elements, nor panchakoshas, nor am I the sensory organs such as speech, hands, legs, and the organs of excretion and generation. I am existence, knowledge, and bliss. I have no hatred nor love, no greed nor attachment. I have neither vanity nor jealousy. Neither am I dharma, artha, kama, and moksha, the 4 goals of life. But I am Shiva, existence, knowledge, and bliss. I have no merits, no sins, no pains or pleasures. I am neither the holy waters nor the sacred chantings. I am neither Veda nor Yajna. I am not the eaten or the eaten, nor the act of eating, but I am Shiva, existence, knowledge, and bliss. I have no fear of death, nor have I any distinction of caste, nor creeds. I have no births, nor parents, therefore no relatives, nor friends. I am Shiva. I have neither guru or disciple, but I am Shiva, existence, knowledge, and bliss. This reminds us that when we return to God, we will be with Lord Shiva. One bhajan, please, Panditji.